I figured I'm not going to do a pre-recorded video because I don't know any bit of information. But I figured it might be fun to have a live to discuss what the hell might be happening with DOA. Maybe you guys know more than I do. I also want to make some very important corrections in having Michael on. First off, Michael kind of he didn't misrepresent himself, but I misunderstood. I assumed Michael would be on DOA's side because he's not going to jail. So, and he, like, I'll usually cave to somebody who's very aggressive and getting me to be on there and getting them. Like, if you want to be aggressive and be on my channel, you can be on my channel. So he messaged, like, he sent 5 different messages. Like, when am I going to go on? When am I going to go on? And I thought, oh, he thought DOA wasn't going to be in jail. Cool. And then it was more of a bummer because he was very prideful of the fact, as perhaps he should be, that he didn't feel that DOA was going to go to jail. And I figured, oh, he might have some expertise with that. And he might have some knowledge because he told me about his law experience and his experience picking juries. And then, the reason is because I'm psychic. So, I'd like to apologize a bit for a waste of time. I mean, I think he was fun to interview and we had a nice conversation, but I think I misbroadcasted the title because I just stupidly assumed that he was pro DOA. And then I stupidly assumed he'd be able to reflect upon his guess with some intelligence versus I'm psychic. So, psychic doesn't fly with me. I'm not going to have a conversation with somebody because they're psychic. I'm not Witchshare, all right? Also, other key corrections. I think I was wrong about Becky, but I don't know how to get the right information. But I guess Becky didn't want to give her name, so it's only 2 of the people. And apparently the background check was revealed, but not a credit report. So that's also very important. It's hard to verify this because everybody takes their videos down, and I tried to watch the video where DOA supposedly did that, and I was going to sit through the whole thing, but it was gone. So it's hard to verify, but I should say, from what I've heard from shaky sources, but I still don't know what the truth is. I still don't know because I'm not going to say for sure because I haven't seen proof on the other side either. I don't know if the credit report or if the credit report was, I don't think the credit report was doxed, but I don't know. And I don't know if it was just a background check and not the credit report. It's most likely not the credit report, but there's no way to verify any of this, right? So everybody in chats are just saying things that you can't verify. But that's a super important correction. And that the Becky, again, I can't verify that either, but that would make sense. Becky didn't want to give her name, which, good luck. Nutsack, okay, Saul Goodman. He was not an interesting stream. ZDT is going after Michael now, child and elderly abuser. What? Well, that's not cool to go. Michael didn't do anything to make anybody go after him. I'll defend Michael in that regard. Very enthusiastically. Hey, Kiki, nice to have you. Dude is kind of a creep. Oh, yeah. He's a little too... I kept trying to change the conversation, but he's a little too into what women he likes and stuff, which... It's odd, because he's a committed Mormon, but yet he's psychic and had a lot to say about various women. I'm aggressively saying these woods have you in a bad internet zone. Oh, can you not hear me? Let me know if you can hear me or not. What up, Dodge? Hey, Saul. Nice to have you. What about apology to Kenny? Yeah. No. Kenny did say, I will rape you. He said that. I'm not apologizing to Kenny. I don't owe him an apology for anything. So I'll apologize what I got wrong. But I've seen with my own eyes Kenny saying, I'm going to fucking rape you. So Kenny's threatened to rape people. Might have been a joke. But no, there's no apology necessary whatsoever. He was nasty. Yeah, yeah. Well, there'll be other guests that are not him, and hopefully you'll like them more. But, again, he's so aggressive in getting on. 5 messages over and over, and I'm like, Jesus, fine. You want to come on? All right. And then, again, it was just like, he gave his legal experience, and he said, oh, he could figure out because he's psychic. No dislike of him. It was fun having him on, and we chatted about some other stuff, but there was a lot of just it was my fault for not saying, hey, do you support him? Because I want to have a conversation with somebody support him. Or B, if you don't and you figure out why would he not be in jail, is it for a legitimate reason other than being fucking psychic? Did you catch Scott? I can't, like, I heard they deleted it and put it back. Did I catch Scott Sister's interview? No. I mean, I catch a bit of it. Saul Goodman was on one of the things. Some of you guys have to, like, give me, like, the time code. I'm not going to sit through 4 hours. Michael's a good guy. I think Michael's a good guy. You know, I just don't think a lot of the audience appreciated him. But not, I mean, some of them did. I think there could be a warrant for his arrest. So we'll talk about the DOA thing. Yeah, well, that would make more sense. A lot of people saying Scott's in jail, which I don't think he is. But there's an updated line item on the inmate portal for LA. But it didn't say that he was booked or anything. Dodge, am I still banned here? You are not. I still think you're a very nice gay man. Thank you. I'll accept it. Thank you for your taking accountabilities for your sake. You're welcome. If I get something wrong, I mean, I need to be not sloppy, right? And you know, it was important to go through that correction because I don't think it's as important when you're just doing a live, but with the pre-records, you know, that should be backed up by resource. So if I fuck up, I fuck up. Check out if somebody. I heard they took the interview down. Did they leave the interview? Did they put the interview up? I'd like to see it, and then I'll give my analysis on it. Dodge, you need to know what you're talking about before reporting it. That's fair. I mean, a lot of this stuff is unverifiable, though, right? I've seen, you know, there's all the videos get deleted of what supposedly happened. I mean, if DOA wanted to go out of his way to say that's bullshit, keep up the video, right? But I can't verify it, but I shouldn't repeat it. I agree with that. I 1,000% agree with that. Tink says justice for Kenny. That's the hill you want to die on? Go for it. Dodge, watch Boss Talks last stream last night. Is it the same stream that's like 4 hours? He was creepy. Yeah, some people feel. I'm glad you liked Amy. I heard Ferris is donating eyes to Stevie Wonder. What? Mormon was... Kiki, you're funny. We can hear you. Okay, you're fine. Dodge, when you're younger, do you look like Harriet from the TV show Small Wonder? I don't know. That's an esoteric reference that I don't even get. And I usually know older references, but you beat me on that. Why do you report something when you didn't verify? Well, to be fair, I mean, I shouldn't, right? In the future, I won't. And in the future, there's going to be a lot less information because you can't. If somebody takes their videos down, you can't verify it. And so I weighed the number of people who said one thing versus the number of people who said the other. And it was a larger percentage of the people who said a credit report was revealed. It's apparent. I mean, I still don't know if it was or not, but it is more likely than not that it was only a background check. Now, granted, even if the background check is legally accessible, it would still constitute as harassment and doxing, right? So that doesn't change the premise, and that doesn't change the crux of what I was saying. Because even if something is publicly accessible in some way, it's not completely publicly accessible because you have to pay X amount of dollars to access it, right? And you might need to have one bit of information that you might not have if you were just in the internet world. Like, I don't know Rib Guy's first and last name. You're not supposed... I mean, I think people are wusses who don't reveal their first and last name personally. But you're not supposed to know Rib Guy's first and last name. So if you use Rib Guy's first and last name to reveal a background check, then that wouldn't technically be publicly accessible information because you knew something that wasn't public to get that information. So the crux remains the same, but all of these are important. Kenny owes YouTube an apology. Sure. Ellie, I support you. Ellie has her supporters. I don't dislike Ellie. She seems mean, but that's okay. I'd give it to Marie Osmond. She's Mormon in her 60s. I always say that. I'm always like the reason my age range would be 70 is because I see Marie Osmond on the NutraSweet, the Nutrisystem commercials, and I'm like, damn, girl. I'd marry that. Michael did a stream earlier. He's pretty upset. Why is Michael upset? For what? If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. There are some comments that were supportive of Michael. So, what's my email? Thank you, Saul. It's dodge.landisman@gmail.com. Again, dodge.landisman@gmail.com. Kenny lost the plot a long time ago, says Gang. Nice to have you, by the way. Yeah, agreed. Kiki says, I don't know anything about Michael, but the conversation seems a bit off, so I turned it off. Fair. But it's always interesting to get a different perspective, even psychic ones. Yeah, no good deed goes unpunished. Watching from the beginning. You're welcome to. The family were all his victims, okay? Ellie, I'm also Scarlet Letter wearer, Chumley's orbit. Maybe you should what? Oh, verify? Well, in the future I will. That's a fair criticism. Whose channel was... Yeah, I mean, I need to be less sloppy in that regard. I don't want to do the same thing as other rumor mongers. And it's, dangerous to spread that. So that's fair. Which is far from psychic. I agree with that. I'm being silly. Or am I? Or which chair does she need to be the leader of this movement now? And do I bow to her? And do I serve her? And, do I hope that she reverses her hex on me? Sound and video are fine. Cool. Does anyone know how to contact Dodge? While reading that, dodge.landisman@gmail.com. Oh, good. So you put the interview back up. Yeah, Salt, tell me the exact name of it, because it's like there's 4 different videos on there. So if you want to email me, dodge.landisman@gmail.com, and say this is the specific video that is up, I would love to watch that and perhaps do some analysis on it. Maybe we'll have you, Saul, it might be fun to have you on, honestly. And if anybody supports DOA, it would be good to have them on as well. That's what I was going for with Michael. I messed that up completely. Nobody to blame but myself, but... Not scared because live more scared than jingle. Okay. Hot Mama, DOA does the same, never verify. Well, I mean, that's the thing. So I don't, a lot of it was comments from Hot Mama saying this is why you're wrong. I mean, Hot Mama is a faulty source. Hot Mama has a picture of Lara on her thing, or did. So I'm not going to trust anything she says. That's why, I can't, it's entirely possible. I just don't know. It's entirely possible that a credit report was revealed. But I don't know, and I can't find it because the videos are deleted. But it's more likely that it was just a background check. But more likely only because I've heard from more people. Not terribly more likely. I never said I was an investigative reporter, but I'll read your comment. All I said is a reporter who shows up to things and reports things. I never said Henry's an investigative reporter. I'm not investigative. Dodge is an investigative reporter. You should know that there's, if it's live or pre-recorded, you should have your facts before speaking on it. Damn. You should know better than us. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I never said I was an investigative reporter, but fair. I wish I knew what the heck is going on. It's hard to figure it out. I stopped watching for a couple of weeks. It's not like a soap opera where it takes 6 months for something to happen. Yeah. That's your dog? It is my dog, indubitably. It's hot. I'm surprised he's walking around today because it's 92 degrees. Poor dog looks like, yeah, well, is he that overweight, or we've been walking for an hour in 92 degree heat? So shut the fuck up. Dodge, when you were growing up, do you want to be like Tina Louise from Gilligan's Island? Again, that's a reference. I know a lot more old musical references, but less TV. I know Gilligan's Island, but I don't know who Tina Louise is. Hope you aren't on the East Coast, or you'd be covered in tiny ticks. Well, I'm going to have to pull out a lot of ticks from the dog. That much is guaranteed. We are on the East. Dog's good for making hot dogs, sure. Was driving when the stream started. Hi, Amy. Hi, everybody I miss. Hello, Amy. Oh, I heard people getting mad and saying I was an ingrate with Aaron, and I should have gotten paid. And then I was ingrateful for saying I should have gotten paid. That's fair in some regard. But it's fairer if I happen to be in one place. It would be fairer if I happen to be in LA. If Aaron specifically says, hey, I would like you to fly and give out the information that I miss at the courtroom, that means I'm sort of doing it for him, right? And if I'm flying from New York to Los Angeles and a video gets $60,000 views, and you probably get 600, all I was saying is it would be helpful if he gave me 100 or 200 back. That's it. But because he asked me to come, that's it. Like, I appreciate, he doesn't need to. There's no obligation whatsoever. I didn't have to go, right? And there's still a good opportunity when I go on, even without getting paid. So I understand that. But It's different when you make the effort to go for somebody. But where's Chumley hiding? You know, perhaps Mexico. I could tell you, if he just stays in Mexico, he's good, because the charge is so minor. Mexico is not going to extradite him. I mean, if most of Mexico would extradite him if it's a neighboring state, like neighboring states, Baja California and California. Perhaps if they're neighboring states, they might do it, like if they get him like in Tijuana. But if he goes down to Sinaloa, or he goes to Coahuila, he probably goes to Coahuila's bordering too. If he goes to Sinaloa, Colima, or he goes east, Durango, if he went to Durango, Guanajuato, via Veracruz, CDMX easily, all of those places are fine. If you went to Jalisco, if you went to Michoacan, pretty much if he goes anywhere that's not Chihuahua, Baja California, Sonora, and that would be it, right? Because Chihuahua, yeah, Texas, Chihuahua. Or what's east of Chihuahua? Tamaulipas. So you can't go to Chihuahua, Tamaulipas, Sonora, Baja California. But other than that, he can go to any place in Mexico. They won't extradite him. Absolutely not, because it's not worth the effort. And there are some like border things where they're like, shit, if you're that close, we'll extradite you. But if he goes out of the red zone, then he's fine. That's what I would do. Dodge, is it true you're fired from your job for not verifying the source? History repeating itself. No, I was fired from my job for accurate information. So shut the fuck up, stupid bitch. That's just not correct. That's just, people like just say random. You want to look at how I got fired? Look me up on Google, stupid. Fuck you. You're not blocked. I'm talking to everybody. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeesh. No, I got fired because I talked to Scientology. They threatened to sue me. They threatened to sue the station. And I verified my sources, and it was accurate sourcing. So, inaccurate. Harry Potter film is a bit unrealistic. I mean, a ginger kid was too funny, right? You tell her, Dodge, say, yeah, you know, if you're going to say stupid shit like that, I'm going to get nasty. I don't care. Say whatever you want, though. I'm not going to block you. DOA sister was on a podcast last night, says Melanie. MLH recast part of it this morning. Okay, and I will look at that and kind of give my 2 cents. He'll never make it through Mexico. Why wouldn't he? If I were him, that's what I would do. He could live quite comfortably. But I emailed you the timestamp. Okay, you did. Thank you. You should do some research and listen to the stream on 2-speed. Thank you. I will, Saul. I appreciate that. And I'll try to watch the whole thing anyway. I was watching a bit of what was publicly there. Josh, that statement just shows you don't have a clue. About what? What are you even talking about? I hear you. Hard to... Yeah, thank you. It is hard. I mean, but I shouldn't repeat it. So, that's totally my bad. 1000%. People will try to pay you in exposure bucks. True. Hot Mama's another minion. This is true. Someone wants you to fly somewhere. Oh, yeah, that's all I was saying with Aaron's situation. Is if Aaron wanted me to fly and said it would be helpful to me, then it would be nice to get the money back for that flight. That's it. And, let alone hotels and other things like that. And people are like, oh my God, you ingrate. And I mean, Aaron is hugely responsible for a lot of my success because I was at 500 and he got me to 4,000. What do I have now? Now I'm not far from having 11,000. So that means there's an additional 7,000 that has nothing to do with Aaron. So think of that what you will. Enjoy the interview. The guest was, it was totally weird with the psychic angle. I didn't like that. I thought we were going to have an intelligent discussion. And he said, I'm psychic. And it's you contradict your own religion if you say you're psychic. I don't understand that. If you're that religious, how are you psychic at the same time? I was a little disappointed. I mean, I think it was fun to talk to him. I don't dislike him at all. I mean, I enjoyed his company, but it's not his fault. It's my fault. But I think if I double checked things with him first, as I should have, it was just sloppiness all around, guys. If I double checked with him first, I wouldn't have had him on. Because I would have asked him, I would have been like, are you on DOA's side? Because that's what I wanted. And he would have been like, no. And that's just me not watching his stuff. That's my fault. And then the other question is, oh, I remember in the past you told me that you had some interesting law experience. Is that why you thought DOA would not go to jail? Because it was a good call, right? And he is very proud of that. He sent me 5 messages. When are you going to have me on, Dodge? When are you going to have me on? 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 And I'm like, all right, I'll have you on. But I should have asked, well, why do you think this? And I should have said, if you said, oh, it's because I'm psychic, I should have just said, I don't entertain people who say they're psychic. I think they're like gang stalkers, and that's not a real thing. And it makes me think you're kind of crazy, right? If you say you're psychic, I'm like, oh, that means you're psychotic. If you say you're psychic, that means psychotic. I'm not saying Michael's psychotic. He's a nice guy and very level-headed, but that's the automatic association. Immediately somebody says, I hear things, spirits, inhabit me. I'm like, oh, you need medication. Danny is strong, useless, your pet. What? Dodge, let me play chess in your shoes. That would be fun. How many inches? 7.5. I guess larger than average. I always go with God. Yeah, right? Dog is an incredible pet. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. He is pretty incredible. He kind of is leading where he wants to go. I don't even know where he's trying to go right now. If anyone wants to give me a super chat, that would be greatly appreciative. But without AA's original push, you would have never launched. This is very accurate, right? And I'm forever grateful. I'm not pissed at him. All I was saying is, I was referencing a conversation from my mom's perspective. I don't agree with her necessarily, but from my mom's perspective, she felt like he was exploiting me. I disagree with that, but all I was saying is, like, I felt really bad about just saying that he was being abusive, right? And I felt bad about that. And I was like, I don't know if I should say it. And my mom was like, I feel like he's kind of exploited you, etc. But, I understand everybody's perspective. What's the difference between a ginger and a vegetable? One's brain dead, the other's good for you. Funny. Kenny's here. They say Kenny's here, but I can never find him. Oh, well. DOS here? Cool. Nice to have DOS. Oh, DOS is here. Awesome. Guys, subscribe to DOS. I'm sure you have already, but you should anyway in the future. I'm not having to give away my First Amendment right. You don't have to do that, Danny. I'm here, dummy. Oh, that's Crackhead Kenny. Cool. Welcome. Hey, you're welcome to come in my... You know what I think about you, but you're welcome to come in my chat and say your piece, and we could have a back and forth and an argument. There's nothing wrong with that. All are welcome to defend themselves. Gotta go the other way if you want to go the street. Dodge doesn't have a clue and needs medication. Okay. You're literally the same person with a really stupid long name, saying the same things over and over again. So I'm not going to take you very seriously. You shouldn't report what you can't verify. It was bad journalism. I'll completely agree. That was bad journalism. Now, when we were talking about in the chat, and other people were like, that's not true, I was able to say, all right, I think I messed up on that. So, but fair. It's hard. I mean, there's just got a lot. Oh, thank you, Susan. It's very sweet. It's hard. It's just, there's going to be a lot of stuff that, it's relevant because you want to discuss it in a lot of ways, but you don't know what's exactly true. Journalism, you're not. Oh, there's Hot Mama. Shocker. Hot Mama's here, guys. You know what? Like, I think I should just stop what I'm doing because Hot Mama doesn't like it. I mean, I think at the end of the day, the only opinion who matters is the person who literally spends hours a day defending one person, who writes these long missives and long essays, because they don't really seem to be doing much else in their life. But that's the person who I'm going to take seriously, right? I mean, I'm going to be hurt if Hot Mama says, because I know she's, really objective. And I know that Hot Mama knows a lot about journalism. I know, like, when I think who is filled with journalistic integrity and who's been to journalism school, it's Hot Mama, right? Dodge, did you hear about the lady who fell in love with a ginger salesman? She was swept off her feet. Funny. You have to say that you were hot, Hot Mama. Well, I don't know. She is a supporter. She says some nice things, but I'll spit right back at you. Hot Mama bought poor Lara that hideous outfit. I got hate from both sides. Oh, hey, there's some dogs. Beef. You want to start some beef? He's barking. Doe's cute. Thank you, Woof Woof. Nobody cares what you think, Blake Blake. Well, I'll read what Blake Blake has to say. I don't know. Dodge, she buys his clothes for him too. That's weird. Dodge, is very kind of you, but please, what do you think about saying that stuff about the upstanders, please? A lot went through enough abuse already. I have to, what is an upstandard? Bystander? Dodge, is very kind of you, please, what do you think about saying that stuff about the upstanders, please? If you want to clarify that comment, Doss, I'm all ears. Pretty sure no one cares what you think either, Jen. I don't know. Nobody dismisses what I buy, so screw y'all. Well, that's true. Well, you like to get on other people's business, huh, Mama? But that's all right. You're not a journalist. Fuck if I care. Actually, Hot Mama 2, I think we know a hell of a lot more than you do after last night. Well, I'm going to watch all that. Again, I don't want to... Apparently, Scott's sister was on there. But I only say apparently. Because some people are saying it wasn't her sister. It wasn't his sister, right? Dodge, the kids in school call you Richie Cunningham before they made you do your homework and beat you up. That's hilarious. People in the hood would... When I spent 24 hours in jail for not paying for the New York City turnstile for the subway... they call me, in jail, they call me Richie Cunningham. In central bookings. Focus on the good comments, pass on the trolls. That's true, but I will be the only, I appreciate that, but I'll be the only one to read every comment and respond. I'll read even if it's negative, I'll read it, and I'll put you in your goddamn place. Kenny smokes meth. That, I do not think so, but you could do the research. Why would anyone come in here? You don't like anyone, huh? I like plenty of people. There's only 2 people I have beef with. Yeesh. I haven't seen a dog fight in a while. He will try to fight them. Once in a while. He will try to fight them. I'm going to find the exit so he can go in the street. The stuff about Ellie, Kenny, all the others. I'm not saying, oh, fair. You can't say anything, of course, but saying someone has severe disorders going very far. I'm saying this all respect. I haven't said anything about Ellie, but Kenny. Oh, shit's cool. All right, this is like a... standoff. Be nice. He's a nice dog. Thank you. See, cool dog. Stop it. Don't growl at him. Thank you. Stop it. Don't growl. Stand your ground, good boy. Hey, he sees me, a good boy. They're just sniffing each other. They're having a good time. Other dogs showing play signs. That's what I was figuring. The dog just wants to say hi. He's being a good boy, though, because usually if dogs are that bigger, he'll like try to post up. They just need a sniff. Yeah. And now they have the little pissing contest. That's very essential. Looks like Rib Dog's bigger brother. Cool. No, but, you know, fair. Problem is too many people fighting, not enough people fighting Scientology. Yeah, where did it all go? Hello. Hello. I'll pet you before he notices. How about that? But if he sees me petting you, he's going to get jealous. So I can't pet you too long. Yeah, see, now he's going to get jealous. I'm not petting him, don't worry. I'm not petting him. See, if I like started to pet the dog, you start attacking the dog. It's a beautiful dog. I know, it's a cool dog, right? Don't know what exactly you said, even though thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, always be, yeah, always. I mean, I think I was critical of Ellie, 6 months ago. Not really. I didn't say anything about her, but like I said, one YouTube thing was Ellie is my mod now, and Then I had a picture of the bus driver from South Park representing LA. That wasn't nice. So duly noted. Respect. Where's the other? I think the dog lives in that house, is my guess. I think it's a dog party. Are you a dog trainer? No. We just ran into some random dog. I'm taking my dog for a hike. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry the dog is leaving. Good to meet you, though. See, he's going to get jealous. All right, don't worry, I'm not going to pet him. How do you get all the good-looking women here in this chat? Hi. Taylor, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't send pillows and blankets. I don't know what it meant. What? Pillows and blankets? Hi, Dodge and Dog. Hello, Verity. The woofers, so boofers. What? Boofing? Good to meet you. Dodge, were you in the court the same day as DOA's sister? No, I was not. But I will be there on the 4th. How long since DOA went live? I think it's been a while, which perhaps there is some credence to the assumption that DOA went to jail, though I don't think he did. But if he hasn't gone live that long, maybe. I guess I don't care where Dodge is right now. I am in an hour north of New York City in Putnam County, near Cold Spring. Do yourself a favor and leave that dog out there. Damn, people are freaking mean. That fake psychic guy was a real creep. Some people felt. I don't think it. It's a little creepy. I kept trying to change the conversation. He's talking about all the women and stuff, but I don't think he's a creep, but he's a little women eager. Landisman's piece, which he admitted was not vetted by KYMA bosses. Right. But that's not what you said, because the sourcing and the information is accurate. I mean, technically, yes. Well, you don't have to get your stuff vetted if you're the news anchor. I mean, you just don't have to get it vetted. It was not vetted. That's true. But they actually did vet it, and I verified everything, and it was accurate. And they didn't actually want to get me fired. It was the owner of the whole organization that got me fired. They actually wanted me to stay. They were just like, don't talk about them again. And that was it. And my boss even gave me like a lecture for a moment when he thought it was all under his control. And he's like, don't ever do this again. Don't talk about them again. And that was it. But then the parent company got involved. But I'll dispel any rumor that you want to bring forth, bitch. We hear you. Okay. Scotty needs some alone time with his blow-up doll. Lol. Phobia of shrimp, that's funny, is a treatable condition. This is true. This is very true. Dodge, why do you look like Shirley Temple when you were in the 2nd grade? True, curly hair. True. Yeesh, guys. Never did he say that. Say what? Dodge, check out the Buddhist. Oh, yeah, I heard that's cool. I mean, thank you. There's a screenshot. I forgot all about that. Yeah, we're close to Carmel. We're in Garrison. So we're just west of it. Good reference. 2-for-1 special. I like that tuxedo dog. That was a cool dog, wasn't it? I hope the dog doesn't get me lost. He probably will. That's okay. Who cares about DOA? Yeah. One way or another. We got to get the protest movement back, But that's another thing, too, is it's interesting everybody acquiesced to him quite quickly. For why? What was he so great about? Even in the very beginning. Oh, my God, it's DOA. Like, okay. Just some dude who shows up. A lot of people showed up. Why was it that DOA was the vaunted leader? There's a lot of people that showed up the same time DOA showed up who have been better protesters. But whatever. Catching up on the chat. Thanks for your advice, Hot Mama. Not word. Luan says, Dodge playing catch up. I enjoy your content. Thank you. You make me laugh. You're like a Gen X, Rishi Cunningham. Thank you. I'm actually millennial, but people think I'm Gen X because I sound and look older, apparently. But I was born in 1990, so I'm a millennial. But I'm really like an 85-year-old man, though. I'm really a silent generation. It's really what I am. He can't gang suck anyone, so no point in streaming. Huh? Your dog looks tough. I think he has a little bit of muscle. Thank you. I was going to say adopt the fellow if he's alone. No, I think that big dog is part of that house, that house, and he just roams. That's, that's nice about like being in a more rural area. People let their dogs just kind of walk around and they don't really care. Also on reservations, there's a lot of just, you think they're all these stray dogs, but they're actually owned, but they're kind of communal dogs and they just walk around wherever they want and they kind of just choose somebody's house. Like if it's too hot or if it rains, they'll just go to any random house and the people will let them in. And or they're hungry, they'll just go to any, like they'll be like a neighborhood with 20 houses and they'll go to any house they want and then they'll just eat. And so they're like communal dogs. DOA tweeted 16 hours ago. Yeah, the fact that he hasn't been on social, because he can't keep his big mouth shut, eh? So the fact that he's not on social media might show that maybe he actually was taken in. I grew up in Dutchess County. Oh, cool. I go to Dutchess all the time. Fishkill is where they got the dispensary and where they have fountain sodas, as well as a Cracker Barrel, as well as a Chinese buffet, and the world's shittiest Chipotle. I've never seen a more incompetent Chipotle in my life than the one in Fishkill. Wobblinger Falls is mad cool too. They got a Patsy's Pizza. I kind of like Dutchess better than Putnam, really. It's more convenient. But that's because like in Cold Spring, there's all these rich people, so they blocked any sort of new things being built. So they can keep their character, which is nice in some sense, but then it makes it inconvenient for any errands. Like they'll never let a dispensary open here. And they'll have like a small gas station, but they won't like, I go to Speedway because they have fountain sodas. They won't like ever allow a Speedway. But Dutchess does. Scott won't have pants in jail. Who knows about the pants? That's a whole different story. What are any of you talking about? Turtles, Sue. I like turtles. Great water park in them. There is Splashdown. Yes. Falls, really? Waffle Falls, best sushi at Crew. No, I might eat there tonight. Thank you. Screenshotted. Wobblinger Falls is good sushi. I'm shocked to hear that, but if you say so. Where's the Deadbeat Mommy Club? I don't know. I don't think anybody's a deadbeat mom here. Lots of steep cliffs that way. Yes, lots of it. Dodge, maybe you shouldn't think anymore because your thinking is wrong. He's not in jail. Well, I didn't say he was in jail, but right, think. If he hasn't posted for that long, I don't know. I'd say he's probably not in jail, but he could be. Pibby says Scott is in jail, but he will soon be there. Okay. Pibby, what's your beef with me from the beginning? I just what'd I do to you, dude? Why are you so mad? Especially if you're like anti-Scott. What's your beef with me? What did I ever do to you? Ever? Yeesh. Great oysters for sure. Crew. Oh, it's called Crew. All right. Awesome. Maybe he's in a psych ward. True. If you were smart, he just went to Mexico. And then again, he went south. And he left the state of Baja California. And he went to Sinaloa. If he's smart, he took his van straight down to Culiacan. Or Las Mochis. Las Mochis would be easier. That's my guess. Scott is in Las Mochis. I talked about... Look, if Scott just chills in Mexico, they're never going to extradite him. As long as he's not in the border state. Never. And you could go to other Latin countries too. You could probably even go to Canada. Well, no, Canada's not going to let him in because he has a warrant. So he probably couldn't go to Canada. Canada's pretty strict at that shit. Canada held me for like 45 minutes at Border Patrol over a marijuana charge. They let me in, but they held me for a really long time to really explain it. And so they're pretty, and they ask you about every little charge that's ever existed. You have to explain all of it. Because I had a marijuana possession charge, and the DA thought that they were doing me a favor by turning it to a violation, but the violation was disorderly conduct. Disorderly conduct could mean way worse shit, like domestic abuse or something, or you slap somebody or you hit a dog or something. And so then I had to look through my emails to be no, this is just for possessing weed. And they're like, all right, cool. Does anyone else think a crackhead Kenny looks like Teen Wolf? Yeah, pretty accurate. Dodge, we could have a moment of silence for all the abandoned children during Fat Boy's trial. Mommies have gone wild. I don't think DOA's abandoned any kids. He has to show up to the hotel party. I don't know what hotel party is. I don't like the way you talk about people that you don't have facts on. Okay? Mama, I have never been in a dress, LOL, but Scott has, says Danny. Probably true. You guys are mean today, aren't you? Dodge, how do you get a Ginger in an argument? Say something to them. That's good. I like that. Scotty might be crying in the mountains. Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what the hell happens on the 4th. I'll be there. My assumption is they'll probably revoke his bail. But it's just an assumption. And I should credit things. I should caveat things by saying I've heard, or more sources say this and other sources say that, but more sources say this. Therefore, this is perhaps more likely to be true than the other. But I haven't said much about it. Like, there's been small stuff. It's not like it's been stuff to besmirch anybody's reputation at all. Somebody said one is, ZDT's talking about me, isn't he? What's up, ZDT? But I haven't said any, it's procedural. It's not like massive information I was incorrect on. Scotty's clothing choices are not what's wrong with him. 111. Okay, so you're a ZDT fan. Good times. Big Dog is here. Oh, that's what it is. Press 1 in the chat if you're waiting for DOA's arrest. Fair. That'd be... Oh, I know why Pippi doesn't like me. Pippi doesn't like me. Oh, I know exactly why Pippi doesn't like me. Because she doesn't like me because of something factual. Pippi doesn't like me because I saw Becky speak with Moxon. And I said what I saw. Pippi is not actually upset over any inaccuracies. Pippi is upset over me being accurate. And Becky called me a liar. But I'm not lying. And as you know, if I get something wrong, I'll be the first to tell you. And I'll be the first to apologize about it. But if I got something right, I'm not going to retread. That's why Pippi's mad, because Pippi is... Pippi lives her life for Becky. And she's a cult member. And she doesn't think for herself. So that's why she's upset at me. That makes sense. She's just in love with Becky. It's okay. And she wakes up every day. She's like, how do I serve Becky? How do I make her happy? She is my master. Just like Sandra and Ashley, DOA is her master. For this person, that's Becky. So now I feel a little better. Now I totally get it. They say he's not arrested, but has a warrant issue, and they're looking for him when I called the department. Oh, interesting, Jordy. Thank you. Screenshot. Thank you for calling. I need to do some more calls and shit. Sorry, going up a mountain. I need to do some more calls and stuff to try to verify some of it. Dodge, have you washed your tidy whities in the sink lately? Leaving doo-doo rings. Definitely not doo-doo rings. It was probably dirt rings of dirt, but not doo-doo. Definitely not doo-doo. And no, I'm at my mom's house, so there's a washing machine. Why would get the facts now, huh? Being friends with someone doesn't make anyone their master. Did you take a course in how to act like a prick? No, all these other people seem to be taking courses. I'm allowed to defend myself if somebody's saying I'm lying about something that I know I saw. And that's what this whole thing is about. Fine, you can be somebody's friend, but that person knows they're twisting the truth, or that person just blindly believes Becky. But whatever. That's funny. That's true, Harry Nutsack. Harry Nutsack says, Dodge, what's the difference between a ginger and a brick? A brick gets laid. Ain't that the truth? Kenny speaks like a child, but Kenny's really 47 years old. Yes. I don't know his age, but that would make sense. I grew up in Millerton, now live in Lee. They are eerily similar. Oh, that's interesting. Lee's pretty. Lee is near the Berkshires, right? Not far from Pittsfield and all of that. We'll be going up that way because I'll be going with the dog to pick up the car once it gets fixed in Ohio, and then I'll be covering. Instead of going back to New York, we'll stay north and go right to Boston because there's a councilwoman. My only mildly interests me. I think it'd be fun to go. A councilwoman named Tania Fernandez is getting sentenced for a whole bunch of corruption stuff. So we'll probably stop at Lee and the Berkshires and stuff. We'll probably stop at like North Adams, like northern, not southern Massachusetts. We'll do a lot of northern Massachusetts. Don't come to Ohio. Bitch, I'm coming there, fucker. Whether you like it or not, bitch. When do you think that will be? After I get back from court. So probably mid-August. Saratoga. Yeah, we'll probably do Saratoga Springs is pretty south. But I have a friend who lives in Glens Falls. So Saratoga Springs is beautiful. Might do Saratoga Springs. Oof, a lot of walking uphill. Ashley and Sandra are great people too. I liked them. You know who they're very subservient to, but I enjoyed meeting them. They're always nice to me. Dodge, you want to sell that ring? I ain't got no ring. These are car keys. Jesus. Oh. Sorry. Bug? No, it's a random coughing fit. Try this way. Can't believe my dog is hiking in this weather. It's kind of insane. It's like 92 degrees right now with sun. Oof. Now you know where we're going. Guys, give me a minute. Don't leave. I just got to look at map. We're so far from anywhere. Shit. The wrong way. Oh, Lord. I stand at DOA and Ashley and Sandra. Cool. Well, at least one person's got to be standing. I stand against DOA, says the cat light. So there we go. We got a difference of opinion here. I want somebody who's supportive of DOA. Why? Tell me why you think he's good for the movement. I'm curious. As somebody who supports him, because you have him in the chat, name specific things that he has done to empower the movement. Yes, in the Berkshires. Yeah. So then why pull Becky down, Dodge? I'm not pulling anybody down. I didn't say what she was doing was a bad thing. She has, as I said, she has every right to talk to Moxon. Just admit you talked to Moxon. That's it. Yeesh. While Ashley and Sandra are nasty against people. So I haven't heard that, but okay. Becky is a great person. If you would like her. I mean, I liked her when I met her. I mean, I feel a little bad because I understand where she's coming from. Where like, I revealed the truth and we had we're friendly with each other. I liked her when I met her. But I saw what I saw. And I'm not changing that. And it doesn't, like, I don't even think what she did was a bad thing. But again, I saw, like, what I saw. So, that's just a simple reality. Holy says, gay. Cool, gay. Hot Mama, have you been teaching Scott to, geez. I'm going to skip that comment. Dodge, you pull everyone down and can't tell the truth. Not pulling anybody down. Whatsoever. All I'm saying is I saw what I saw in reality. It's not pulling anybody down. I didn't say it was bad that she was doing that. She has every right to. You guys just don't like that. Like, I'm just looking at the reality, and it doesn't fully complement one full side or another. But I saw what I saw, and I'm not changing that. And you could beat me up on it as much as you want, but I'm never going to retract it. I'm never going to say I didn't see it. Because I saw it. And if you're continuously upset by that, that's your prerogative. Good or bad, DOA has brought more attention to the Scientology movement in a long time. Not true. See, I completely disagree. It's an interesting statement. And it's something I thought about. What is attention? That's not true because all of this is small ball. All of the, I hate to say it, but for a fair amount of people, there's some Confident Chris, Jessica got some big views, Streets LA, but most of these people have, usually don't get over 10,000 views. Any other topic, and a lot of other topics, I mean, the issue that I have with DOA is that he's scared away other protesters, so there's no big events or things that would actually get eyeballs. People, you're not going to have eyeballs just protesting every day. You're going to have eyeballs if you specifically interrupt something, interrupt a special day, do something like that. So if you don't do that, I don't think a bunch of new people, because of DOA, are aware of Scientology's evils. I just don't. I do think he was very good at the convoy. That was quite successful. Beyond that, I don't. It's all about his life, right? It's all about his trips and his law issues and who he doesn't like. It's never, I am organizing this event on this specific day. I'm going to this opening. You know, I mean, what is, as somebody who considers themselves a very light protester, when I've wanted to be an effective protester, I've flown out to places, right? I've flown out to Chicago. DOA could have too. I flew out to Chicago. I flew out to Denmark, right? Those were actual events that got some press and got some attention. DOA hasn't flown out anywhere to lend his hand. At the beginning, Scott did a good job at protesting, decided to bring it down. To some extent, protesting involves altercation, confrontation. True. Yeah, I dealt with the call. It's disappointing there's so much infighting. Yeah, I don't, you know. I think in terms of the raw numbers, he hasn't brought in many new things. That was mainly streets. Chris and Jessica to an extent. Tori with her, you know, with that crew that's followed her for a long time. Dodge, you're so gullible on what people will tell you. Do your homework. You have to be specific. The problem in DOA's nasty case of, main character syndrome. You know, I mean, I think the dude's schizophrenic. It's like the gang stalking. He thinks he's being gang stalked, right? Because he wants to feel special. And sometimes I think, therefore I am. So he wants to feel special, so he wants to say he's gang stalked. But he can't say gang stalked, because then, people think he's crazy, so he'll just say he's stalked by anti-Scientology people. But it's just like it's schizophrenia, and it's because it's a narcissism when you've actually not done anything worth accomplishment in your life. Then you have to find it out of thin air so you can feel good about yourself. But when you actually haven't had a career or any experience doing much of anything, to be the main character, you have to hijack other people. Welcome to YouTube. Ain't that the truth? Dodge, what do you call a ginger at a party? Unwelcomed. I like it. DOA headed airline to Chicago for Pearl Snappy's court. Yes, but he missed the flight. He did. I've never missed a flight. Oh, I went to Pearl Snappy's case too. I forgot about that. I went all the way to Austin, reported on Pearl Snappy. So I probably will go to LA for IAS with, Alexander Barnes Ross connecting, asked me about that if I was going. I probably will. So probably fly to London. Well, a route is full more shit Christmas turkey. What? Most likely he never even got the ticket. I think that's accurate, Danny. I think that's entirely accurate. Because I'm just seeing tangibly. Another thing is, has there been mainstream media? Right? I will give Aaron a lot of credit for getting mainstream media to pay attention to the Danny Masterson case. If you have 240,000 subscribers and you have 200,000 people watching things about Danny Masterson, the mainstream media is going to take note. With the tunnels, they think that has validity anyway, but only 3,000 people watch this stuff about the tunnels. So if you're trying to get attention for a big issue, he failed at that. And what was there? There was one article that was a little dismissive about the protest, and that was it. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, that's the actual work. Amy does a lot of the legwork. I should take a note from Amy. Amy said, I tried so hard to get attention. Yeah, you did. And she's, retweeted and called people. I mean, the tough part is sometimes it doesn't even work. So I'm not saying, he could have done something to, put things on the map at all. But he hasn't helped it. I don't think, people objectively, take a step back and think, oh, well, the people protesting against Scientology seem very legitimate. Not when DOA is the main figurehead, in my opinion. Pearl Snap, you never had a court case in Chicago. Yeah, I know. I said Austin. Nobody said they had a case in Chicago. I said I went to Chicago for a protest, and then somebody mentioned Pearl Snappy, and they said I also went to Austin, which is not in Chicago, which is not in Illinois. Oh my God. You guys are just waiting for people to like slip up. It's like you're like on your hind legs, just waiting to jump. Waiting. Oh, thank you, Fingy. Very sweet. Sent Dodge Landisman gift memberships. Thank you for gifting people memberships. Do you drop your keys? No, they're right here. Saul Goodman. Thanks, Fingy. Oh, cool. I'm honored to have you as a member, Saul Goodman. Guys, subscribe to Saul Goodman, too. Your stream did seem interesting. I'm glad you emailed me about that. Be fun to have you on, too, Saul. Lord knows your name has been dragged through the mud with some of these psychopaths. Just from an outsider's observation. Well, I'm honored. Saul Goodman's now a member. Erica gives Chumley money. Where are the dummies, huh? Okay. That was Erica in this chat. Oh, what's up, Erica? Hey, you can give money to whomever you want, right? I wonder who's still giving money to Scott. Maybe that's why he's still here, because it's like, I figured he has so much money, he's just go to Mexico and live there forever. But maybe he doesn't have that much. Lord knows it's hard to work there. Ask any Cuban who goes to Mexico. They're not very accommodating. They're kind of like the U.S. I don't have an AARP card, and I'm a proud minion. That's, hey, nothing. You can be proud of that if you want to be. You got the hottest channel on YouTube right now until everybody forgets about DOA. Yeah, right? You know, I mean, look, I'm looking forward to doing other topics where it's not a freaking minefield, where people just want to snipe at you from either side because it's so divisive. So, not that I won't be doing non-divisive stuff, but less inside baseball shit. Because, you know, I mean, I'm going to LA for Scott, but if it was just Scott, I wouldn't have gone to LA. But there's going to be a hearing for an activist who ICE is trying to deport, probably just due to his activism. And so that'll be interesting, and that's in LA. And then I'm going to take a bus to San Francisco. And in San Francisco, there's a trial where Gavin Newsom is trying to say is unconstitutional that Trump implemented the National Guard because he didn't go through the governor's approval. So again, I'm trying to do a whole bunch of other, like, honestly, guys, like, I'm trying to like drift away from Scientology. It's really too stressful, and it's just small ball. It doesn't actually get that many numbers either. You know, the Diddy trial got me way more numbers than any of the Scientology stuff I ever did. The election stuff, the rally stuff got me, you know, Kamala Trump rally stuff got me way more views than any of the Scientology things did. So you also have to find out what gets you attention and what doesn't. But it's hard because then you're building an audience from scratch in that regard. But this stuff it's just too much of a sandbox in a lot of ways. Whatever your port altitude. Thank you, Wina. Very disappointing that people are quitting protests. I don't know if they are, maybe just specifically in LA, but if there's some other things, I'll certainly be there for that. But I just want other topics to take priority. But I feel you, Amy. I hope I'm not being dumb again. It's just dumb ant. Not dad ant, but dumb ants. What up, dumb ant? Your Diddy stuff was good. Thank you. I appreciate it, Melanie. You might want to get a bit more info, Jen. Okay, well, that's for Jen. Amy, one common denomination. Scott, what? Oh, one common denominator. I see. Frick is my dog. How'd he go? Oh, there he is. He's all the way back there. Jesus. This dog, man. It's taking me to Mount Everest. It's all the way back. You can't even see him on the camera. I can see him at least. Autocorrect. I figured autocorrect. There's a black bear in those woods. Is there? Could be. Dog would want to chase it, which is not good. But the only time he ever saw a bear is when we were driving in Canada near, like, in Ryder Park something out west of Winnipeg, like way west, like an hour west, 2 hours west. And it was crazy. You saw a bear because it's so isolated there. You saw a bear at the side, and the dog was like, you want to like get out the car and chase it. But I'm like, nah, hell no. I was Poncho and Lefty. Nobody's protesting a long time. I mean, Aaron's protesting every day, right? There are a bunch of, aren't people in LA still protesting? I don't know. Who is protesting? Oh, thank you very much. 5 memberships. Holy shit. Very kind, doesn't matter. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It doesn't matter. That's very kind. Thank you, Erica, for taking it. Thank you, David, for taking it. Wow, thank you. 5, that's a lot. 5 members, shit. Well, thank you very much for your help, Kristen. That's very kind. That's very touching. You guys are very sweet. And thank you, thank you. Tori still protests. That's what I thought. Win Rib Guy. Oh, is that Rib Guy? Cool. Thank you, Rib Guy. Was that Rib Guy who sent it? You're the best. David, let me get you a broom. Word. What are they saying win Rib Guy for? For the awesome, for the super chats? Well, that's Rib Guy. Thank you very much. Oh, sweet. Awesome. Thank you, Rib Guy. Finally got money for Rib Guy. That's cool. Baby's first Rib Guy donation. I'm honored. Elmo gave memberships to DOA simp. Look, if you're a DOA simp or a hater, any of you are entitled to my memberships. There's no discrimination here. You know my perspective. I don't like the guy. I think he's caused a lot of damage. But, you know, I'm happy to have alternative opinions. And again, like, I'm happy to have somebody on my stream to talk about that, of which I thought would be Michael, and I was incorrect because I didn't do the research. Saul Goodman, very, very kind. David B. sweeps for a felon. Ha, funny. Very kind, Saul. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. You guys are very kind. Dodge, I am Rib Guy. Sort your facts, brother. I guess there's a few Rib Guys. Hard to keep track of all the different names of people. That's why I just use my first and last name, so people always know it's me. It's not going to be another Dodge Landisman in the world. No confusion there. Erica, don't forget to thank Rib Guy for the membership. Well, you can. That's very kind, Rib Guy. Yeah, hey, Rib Guy. I mean, that's, you know, Rib Guy, like, with the whole, bro kept everybody fed. That's a real discernible, like, specific, significant way of helping people, of making sure people have energy, and also giving them free food to entice them to come and then to stick around. That's a very specific. Although DOA brought some water and shit and did some other things, but not a whole lot. Ah, Rib Guy. Thank you for Rib Guy's fingy. Thank you very much. That's very kind. Make a nice holiday. You guys are very sweet. Thank you. Will you be willing to fall on the sword for Scott, David B., huh? Dodge, my phone's autocorrect, Ginger. To Soulless. That's a fair, accurate autocorrect. Dodge, do you see how much of my... You're making me a lot, David. I'm honored. Thank you. Thank you. You're making me a lot. That's very kind. I appreciate that. Thank you, Rip Guy. This is a very productive stream. Very happy with it. You're no 86 GOP, but that's okay. You've been very kind. Oh, thank you, JC. Rib Guy is making a lot of money. I stand with Tanya and Rib Guy. Hey, is Pippi Tanya? Is Tanya pissed off at me? Because then I'd feel a little bad. If that Pippi person was actually Tanya, I would feel a little bad. Because Tanya, it seems like Tanya has been brought through the ringer. And that's no fun. Glad Fingy got one. Can you be a minion? If you have a full set of teeth. Debatable. Probably not. Why does anybody think it's okay to make fun of a disabled person via her husband? I don't know who a disabled person is or who you're talking about. Oh, thank you, Saul Goodman. Very kind. He gifts a membership. Saul gifts a membership. And Fingy gets a membership. And you get a membership. And you get a membership. Tanya isn't Pippi. Okay, cool. So then I don't feel bad at all. Sweet. I didn't think she was. Well, thank you, guys. This has been an embarrassment of riches today. Rib Guy, you've been very kind. That's his Thingy. That's the Saul Goodman. Are there any protesters besides Will that don't get involved in their chat's drama? Not me. Curious, genuinely curious how and why protesters, mods, and chats became so intertwined. I think the dirty secret, that's a good question. A very good question. I think the dirty little secret with that is that you get more engagement if you start internal conflict. Because there's only so much of the topic you're constantly talking about where there's not enough to talk about it. And there are only so many events to go to get that attention until you run out of events to go to, or you have to wait 2 months. And I will say, like, this is not unique to anti-Scientology. I will say this. The division in this world is not unique at all to the anti-Scientology world. I could think of Lloyd Evans, who was a Jehovah's Witness, anti-Jehovah's Witness. A lot of YouTube channels got up to 10,000 subscribers simply for talking about Lloyd Evans' potential sexual potential sexual abuse. And Lloyd Evans, I think has something like 200,000, similar to Aaron, if that's his name, Lloyd something. And then the guy responded to that, and that he got one of his biggest views in response to the sexual assault thing. There's other stuff where it's just creator. Politics is that. Look at Young Turks, right? That's another good example. If any of you watched the Young Turks, or Candace Owen, right? Candace Owens with Daily Caller, right? Both of those. Candace Owens could talk about what she feels about trans in sports and gets some views, right? And she has a lot of subscribers, so she gets quite a few. But the moment she talks about, this is what my parent company did to me by screwing me because of what I said about Gaza, then all of a sudden she gets 5 times the amount of views. Same with Young Turks. Young Turks fires some of their pundits. I'm trying to remember which ones. And then the pundits have then they talk about why they got fired. And then Jane comes on and talks about why they deserve to. Francesca is one of them. Then Francesca comes on to say why she didn't deserve to be fired. And I think there's a cynicism in all of this, and a bit of an implicit understanding that a lot of the back and forth keeps the momentum and keeps the views up. And in the short, not in the long term though, that's a problem, but in the short term gets you a lot of views. So some of this is mutually beneficial in a lot of regards. If DOA attacks somebody, if you use it correctly, you could use that to your advantage. That's why I'm so eager to have ZDT attack me, because it helps me, right? If the moment he mentions me, I get more views. I have something to talk about. So, there's always, it's part of a game. Candace Owens says, Kristen makes me very uncomfortable. She's like a sheep wearing a lion outfit, but the sheep are really 5 squirrels in a sheep overcoat. She is pretty nutty. I don't care about Aaron, but right, but Sport is Friday protest. And there's some people who don't like Aaron, but still appreciate that he has been pretty active and quite, not pretty restless in protesting. Take care, crocodile, snake, lion. True dodge. Drama. Drama's always the people like that. It's a soap opera. Soap operas are no longer watched. Sitcoms are no longer watched. So I think there's a hole in people's heart and a desire to want more of that, especially when it's gone. Want more of the reality show. Really, it's a replacement for the reality show of what it is, right? There's no more Big Brother anymore. Nobody watches that. Maybe some people still watch The Real Housewives once in a while. I still think they make The Real Housewives, but it's like all that. Why do people like The Real Housewives? These people have done nothing. None of these housewives have done anything of accomplishment except for marrying Kelsey Grammer. But, millions of people, like probably now more people know his wife than Kelsey Grammer. They didn't do anything. They didn't do any good for anybody. They didn't say anything intelligent. But you know what? You had Teresa flip over a table, and it became a huge show. You fucking bitch! Like, that's a great moment. Teresa Guidas. Respect. Now, I think she's in jail now. Dilla David. Aaron is the strongest protesting and bringing information to the Scientology community. I give him huge credit. Yeah, again, it's very different when DOA did versus Aaron. You can only do so much with 6,000 subscribers. But Aaron's, has been very consistent in keeping the attention on Scientology and also reporting on the legal developments. I'm definitely going to cover the Leah Remini trial. But Aaron can be his own worst enemy too. Like, Aaron might not be covering the Leah Remini favorably because he's not pro-Leah, right? But we'll see how that is. Help, I fall. Life alert. Gotta love Life alert. Help, I've fallen. I can't get up. Why is Dire Wolf Friends with Psycho Billy. I don't know who any of those two people are. I've met, wow, Amy, you've met Teresa? That's bad. What was she like? She starts screaming at you? Probably not. That's pretty cool, though. Guys, let me check my maps. Give me a minute. We got a long road. We came back the other way. We got a long road to hoe. But we're going to walk back to the car on the road. At least the dog got some water opportunities. That's a good thing. Just taking a little drink. No, I actually don't call him name. I just call him the dog. Wheels in chat for friend Lisa B. Are their DOA associates in the same chat as Rib Guy and Tanya? Good question. I don't know. Yeah, and gave DOA back all our unemployment, right? Housewives in New Jersey live in my area. Oh, cool. Teresa is fake as well, most of them. Jacqueline Larita. Jacqueline is one I had a crush on. I thought she was adorable. I like that she's like kind of thick. And she's seen the nicest. Like if I would genuinely go on a date with any of them, it would be Jacqueline. 1000%. David B has his YouTube family. This is true. We all have our YouTube family. I'm not Team Aaron or Team DOA, says Melanie. I am Team Dodge. Aw, they're very sweet. Well, I'm Team Melody. Someone please give me a membership. I am poor. Can I just give somebody a membership or no? Do you guys have to do it? Tell me if I could give Melanie a membership. I'd love to give her a membership. Yeah, you guys don't ever have to donate, really. Although it's always helpful. Dodge, they are bullying Davis B because his wife is disabled. Well, let's take one step back. Who is Davis B? I don't know who that is. So let's start with that. I think you have to buy them. I see. Well, next time. Well, people took memberships quickly because didn't Rib Guy just gift Rib Guy just gifted like 5 of them, right? So were all 5 of them taken already? Saul goes to court. He's going to have a date with Daddy. Weird. Street to LA, don't fuck with someone you notice steer clear. Word. Didn't see anything about his wife. I don't know. He is a member of your channel. Oh? Well, share your water with the pup. I mean, it's hot water, and this is cold water, so I think he's chilling. I think he's going to take a little, rest here for a moment, because he's in water right now. Do you hear the water? We can take a break if you want, now that you got some water. We're almost at the end of the trail. Almost. David or Davis B. BRB got a pee. Melody is a crazy cat lady. Okay, they're random, aren't they ever? Can't choose who to get member. I see. So I should tell you who David is. I guess he's a member of my chat. I don't know all my members. I'd like to know all of them, but I don't know all of them. I think I have like 50 members or something. Well, if David B is worth defending, let me know who David B is, and I will do some research about it. David B is a simp for Scott. Well, it doesn't mean somebody should be... Just because somebody is on somebody's team doesn't mean they should be attacked or vilified or criticized or been made fun of for any sort of disability. So, I'll still, even if he's on Team Scott, I'll still defend him. I'm making amends to anyone I've hurt here. I don't think you've hurt anybody, Amy. You're all right. You're a little tough on me once in a while, but like a mother, like a tough mother's love. I ain't mad at it. F you crazy, you don't need it, you're nuts. Don't you think I was hurt about that? Also, says Erica. I don't know what Erica says she's heard about. Oh no, I take the wheels back. Saul Goodman, badass. You use the icons. Best icon ever. He likes those icons. Or emojis. Is that what you kids say? Emojis, icons, I can't keep track. I was gifted a membership to Denver J. Anybody know what Denver J is up to? Ellie wouldn't tell me. I'm like, Ellie, what is Denver J doing? She wouldn't tell me. I still can't comprehend how anybody could choose DOA over Denver J. If Denver J was honestly into Lara, which I have some suspicion that if he ever was or not. But dude is like fit and handsome and Don't you think he's handsome? He has this like Adrian Brody movie star face. Oh, thank you, Saul. Thank you. All right, so who wanted the membership? Melanie, right? Take the membership. Oh, Mrs. J took it. Well, that was nice of you anyway, Saul. I'm honored to have Mrs. J as a member, though. Do subscribe to Mrs. J. She has some really interesting analysis about the whole Aaron situation. It is. You know, whatever you think about him now, you know, there was some shit that went down. Denver J is a sweet, wholesome dude. He seems like he is. Jay is living his life. Most real person I've met. Very cool. You have a thing for Jay? Maybe I do. Maybe I have a man crush. No, not really. I could just observe who I think is, like, I can't observe, like, I'm comfortable enough with my sexuality where I could observe if a man is attractive. That's it. And I thought he was attractive. I wouldn't do anything because I'm not into guys, but, you know, objectively speaking, he's an attractive dude. You're losing, I'm losing reception? No bueno. Tell me if you can still hear me. Jay is handsome. Yeah, I did, like, remarkably so. I guess I also, because we're probably, like, the same weight and height. So, I guess I could relate. I make amends to you too, Crazy. Oh, well, I'm glad that people are making amends. You might not need to. See, the problem is the kindest people are always the first people to make amends. Like me. Scott's victims are worth defending. Absolutely, they're worth defending. Absolutely. How come Ellie won't say where she's from? Because her accent just makes me laugh. Like, the way she communicates is like out of The Honeymooners or something. It's bizarre. Ellie must chain smoke more than I do. Felonies are not minor charges. Just True Clear Media. Hey, also subscribe to True Clear Media. He's some really interesting info to follow. Scott's family, but this is true. This I know to be accurate. Scott's family does not like him. Question: why do you say things about Kenny have no interest in the truth? Because I say the truth about Kenny when people ask me about Kenny. Because Kenny's talked about raping people. Go to any, just Google Crackhead Kenny Reddit rape, and you'll see actual clips that they have of him making those threats. That's what he's done. That's what he's done. That's a story. You know, that's the reality of what it is. So I have nothing to apologize for. Dodge, I sincerely hope you make a better effort to verify your sources in the future. I will. You said you would, and I appreciate that. Well, yeah, and I respect that, David. I definitely do. Ellie is my cousin. She does not want you to know. No, I don't have to know. I don't care. There's no need to. It just makes me laugh. Do you tell you how old? Nah, yeah, tell you how old Ellie is. Just tell Ellie her accent makes you laugh. Crazy poem about a young man who passed and left a girl a widow. Yes, her. What? Huh. Verify your mouth. Ain't that the truth? What up, Leon? How you doing? Dodge, F that. You do fine. You just don't like it when you tell the truth. That's true, too, so you never know. Oh, yes, we made it to the road. Now we have 40 minutes to get to the car. Oh, Lord. What did Hillary Clinton say? Lord, I was so tired. All right, give me a minute. All right, guys, we got an epic 40-minute walk. This guy has to go every damn place in the world. Peaceful Drama is also my... Really, you got a lot of very controversial cousins. Whatever happened to Peaceful Drama? Peaceful Drama is nice. People got really mad at her for some reason. And she didn't actually seem that bad. I know they all thought she was like some hot babe from TikTok named Cassie, and she wasn't. And I saw a picture, I'm like, oh, that's my type. But like, yeah, she seemed nice. Peaceful Drama. Fingy, my cousin, she's from Italy. Cool. Got a lot of cousins here. Fingy is Peaceful Drama, obsessed with Danny. I don't know. Sweet for Sky. I like it. Dodge, have you verified that Kenny's postings? Yes. Yes. Good question, Wanja Lisa. Nice to have you, by the way. Dodge, have you verified that Kenny's postings were not fake Kenny alt that has spread like fire? Yeah, because one of them, they posted it and I went directly to his page and it was still there. So, yeah. But fair. It's a fair question. No, you're not going to chase this. Thank you. Liar. Me? Okay. You guys all talk about shit about Kenny, but if you want to go, I never cheered on the dude. I never said a single nice thing about him ever. 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 I like. I just don't like people who speak in violent language, in sexist language, even if they're just kidding. I just don't like that type of conversation. I mean, I get, saucy and can be, silly and talk about sexual stuff, but not in this, violent, incredibly sexist way. And I don't like anybody who details gory sex acts in detail, or I don't like anybody who details gory violence. I just don't respect people who communicate like that, because it's a type of person, right? I mean, there's a person who has no education, and when I first saw him, it's like, oh, you're just not intelligent, and you can say it's an act and things that you're just not. You just are not a smart person, and so because you have nothing to say, you use violence and misogyny. And you cannot deny that he said violent and misogynistic things. You could try all you want, because he doesn't say anything else. He doesn't say, I'm Crackhead Kenny, here is my intelligent analysis about this recent event. He says, oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Like, it's Neanderthal. He's like, to me, I look at him and I'm like, oh, he's like a monkey. He's not a human, right? He's like an animal. He's like, like a lemur or something. He's not, like, I don't view him as a human, because it's just, his indecency is, his level of decency is equivalent to that of an animal or a caveman, right? I just don't respect people like that. And that's a class thing too, right? I mean, I get along with a lot of people working class. Me, like, I do well in the hood. There's a lot of love. But it's a bit of a class thing with, like, very specific people, like, I just don't like that. We're constantly talking about sexual violence, and I just don't like that. And I never did. And I'm going to remain firm, in my opinion. David B., despite you've never had a conversation with you, I've seen you even say stuff about me. Well, don't say stuff about stuff. Dodge, I'll kick your ass. I'm sure you would, right? Because that's your reflex. That's why you're not human. Your reflex is violence. So the immediate thought that you have is, I want to commit violence towards somebody. Like, there's no intelligence to you've never said anything witty or intelligent or substantive. It's just, I'm going to kick your ass. Like, yeah, you probably could kick my ass. So, what of it? Kenny is nice. I vehemently disagree with that. But okay. Show Dogmore. He's there. He's just following me. Now you are sloppy drunk AZ chat. I don't know what anybody's talking about. Folks, I need to step out before I break the order. Well, I can't wait till part 2. Hey, Marina. Nice to have you. Beautiful evening, sun. It is. I got stuff to do, so hopefully it gets dropped off relatively quick. But yeah, there's a nice sunset. Stop. Built like a wet noodle, dude. Ain't kicking no one's ass. Yeah. I mean, I'm stronger than you think. I've actually decent upper body strength, but I've only used it once. Because I lift myself over things a lot. I hike and stuff. I lift myself over, and I guess it makes you have somewhat decent upper body strength. Minions, lick the like for Dodge. Please do, lick it. I have nothing to prove to anybody to say. I don't think Jamie did. Amy, my email is dodge.landisman@gmail.com. All right, guys, we're about to run out of battery. So I will speak now or forever have hold your peace. Hey, stop. No, you're not chasing after that cart. No. Boy. Oh, fuck. I hate walking on the street because he keeps wanting to chase after all these cars. Okay. Joy Dodge, thank you. All right, guys. Well, this was, I don't know what to call this. Fun. It was fun. I thank Rip Guy. I thank Saul Goodman and Rip Guy's Fingy for the very kind. I will see you on the 4th of August. Who knows what the heck's going to happen